Good morning, students. Today we are again here with our the new session for the online classes for the class 7th computer science. Okay. Now today we are going to start with our second lesson, that is the chapter 2, internal hardware devices. Okay. In the first chapter we have covered and we have studied about the different types of external hardware devices, where we have discussed about monitors, all the different types of input devices, that is keyboard, mouse, trackball, light pen, scanners. Okay, and along with that we have discussed about the different types of output devices like monitor, printer, plotter, okay, speakers. And then we have discussed about some types of some storage devices, that is CD, DVDs, Blu-ray discs, pen drives. Okay, now today we are going to start with our new lesson, that is internal hardware devices. As we have discussed earlier also, the hardware devices which are connected inside the cabinet of system cabinet or the CPU cabinet is known as internal hardware. Now take example that as a human body, okay, as a human body there are some parts of the body which are visible to us, okay, like our hand, eyes, nose, ears are visible to us. This can be the external body parts, whereas some of the body parts which are not visible to you, like our stomach, liver, heart, okay, they are the internal body part. In the same way, for the computer also, there are two different types of hardware devices. One is the physical devices which are visible to you and which are connected from outside to the CPU box or the CPU cabinet, that are called the external devices, whereas the internal devices, those which are connected inside the CPU cabinet and which are not visible to you every time. Whenever you will open the system cabinet, it is visible to you. Okay, so within this we will discuss about the different types of devices or components like motherboard, okay, then microprocessor, that is the CPU, main CPU, then SMPS, that is for the power supply, then hard disk, and then different types of modems, and lastly we will discuss about the number of ports. Okay, now first come to the topic, that is the first device, or you can say the internal devices, internal hardware devices are those devices or components which are connected within the system cabinet. Okay, the internal hardware devices are those devices or components which are connected within the system cabinet. Like example, motherboard, then hard disk, then primary memories, SMPS, different types of ports, modem, okay, and the main important, the microprocessor, or you can say chip. Okay, these are the some of the devices or the examples of internal hardware devices, the motherboard, hard disk, primary memories, SMPS, ports, modems and microprocessor. Now we will start. Now we are going to discuss one by one about all the different types of internal components here. Okay. The first one is motherboard. The first component we are going to discuss is motherboard. It is also known as mother of computer. It is also known as mother of the computer. Okay. Now, the motherboard is also known as, it is also known as PCB, which stands for printed circuit board. Printed circuit board. Okay. Or now the motherboard is also known as a main board or a main printed circuit board of a computer. It is one of the most essential component of a computer system. It holds a many crucial electronic components like CPUs, primary memories, and all the devices are directly or indirectly connected to the motherboard itself. Okay, whether it is the internal devices or the external devices, each and every component of the computer is directly or indirectly way it is connected to the motherboard itself. Okay. Now the defined often refers to the mother of all the computer, and okay. So it is clear what is motherboard. It is a main printed circuit board or the main board through which all the different components of the computer are connected to it. Okay, and all the different computers, either it is internal or the external hardware devices, each and every device is directly or indirectly connected to the motherboard itself. Okay, some of the few main component of the motherboards you can say is the main component of the motherboards we can discuss is the BIOS, which stands for basic input output system. Basic input output system. The task of BIOS system is that it is a read-only memory that controls the system hardware, and it acts as an interface between operating system and the hardware component. Okay, it acts as an interface between the operating system of the computer and the other hardware devices. It makes them ready to receive or to send the signals to the hardware components. Okay, it can also known as device driver or just a driver. Okay, and it is of ROM. It is read-only memory, so we can only read the information from the BIOS. We cannot change or edit the BIOS settings. Okay, it is basic input-output system. It is read-only memory. Generally, everyone is not allowed to edit the BIOS data, and it works as a interface between hardware component, hardware and the operating system of the computer. So whenever first of all you switch on the computer, the post function is performed. All of you know that what is the post function? What is the meaning of post function? Power on self test. once the post function or the job is completed, within that it goes to the BIOS setup and it get ready all the connected hardware components to it. It checks whether all the hardware components which are attached to the computer system at that particular time, whether they are working properly or not, or they are ready to receive or send the signals to the system. Okay. Now the second important component of motherboard is cache memory. That is cache memory. The cache memory is a random access memory, and that a computer microprocessor can access it more quickly than it can access regular RAM. The cache memory is a fast and relatively small memory not visible to the computer software, and it stores the copy of data from frequently used main memory location and passes the data to the processor. Okay, like you can see the diagram. CPU, this is your CPU, this is your cache memory, and this is your RAM. This is fast and this is slow. Now see, it is a fastest memory which the computer can access it to get the information or the data which are frequently used by the computer. Okay, suppose you have assigned any task to add the two numbers. You have given any task to the computer to add the two different numbers. Then if CPU goes to each and every time to fetch the number from the hard disk or to the main memory location each time, it will give the signal to that particular storage devices, get back the data. It will take time. So what does it do? It stores the data temporarily for the use within the cache, and it can get access to the cache memory easily, and its processing or execution time is increased. Okay, so the cache memory, it is a memory which can be accessed, which the microprocessor can access it more quickly than it can access regular RAM, and the cache memory is a fast and relatively small memory not visible to the computer software. Okay. Another most important thing related to motherboard or to the processor is CPU clock. Is the CPU clock. The CPU clock synchronizes the operation of all parts of computer and provides the basic timing signals for the CPU. So what is its task? The CPU clock synchronizes the operation of all the parts of computer and provides the basic timing signals for the CPU. You can say it like that. If the CPU clock timing, it is generally measured. It is measured in the form, it is measured in hertz or megahertz, gigahertz. Now you can understand how it is most important. Suppose there are two different CPUs of same configuration, two different CPUs of same configuration. Say, suppose take example of Intel Core i5 processor is there. Intel Core i5 processor is there, and both have different clock, CPU clock. One is 2.4 gigahertz and another one is 3.6 gigahertz. As the CPU clock or the synchronization timing is less here, or in the second one it is 3.6 gigahertz, that means nearly about 30% faster the second CPU is 30% more efficient and faster in comparison to the first CPU. Okay, you can understand like this. Suppose there is a CPU, two different CPUs of same configuration, but their clock timing or CPU clock is different. One is 2.4 GHz, another one is 3.6 GHz. So we can say that the second CPU is 30%, nearly approximately 30% more faster in comparison to the first CPU. Understood? Okay. Now we come to the next component, that is the microprocessor. The second component or the internal hardware is microprocessor, that is CPU. Okay, the CPU, the processing device, is the computer hardware that manipulates the data and creates something meaningful out of it. Okay, it is the main processing device which takes the input or which receives the input and it processes according to the instructions given, and it gives a meaningful output or result from the particular raw data. Okay, you can understand, the data is given to the CPU, it processes it and it gives back the information. It gives back the information. Data, that is raw fact or figures, raw facts or figures, whereas after it goes to the CPU through the input devices, and according to the instructions it processes it within the CPU. The processing is being done and then it provides the meaningful data. Okay, or meaningful result, you can say. Clear? Now the CPU is called the processing device and it is fixed inside the system cabinet. Okay, it is fixed, once again it is fixed within the system cabinet, and there are three main components of a CPU. There already you have studied the different components of CPU in earlier classes in class 3 and 4. The main components are ALU, CU, and third one is MU. Arithmetic logical unit, control unit, and the third component is memory unit. So these are the three components which already you have studied in different classes. Okay, the different components, ALU, CU, and the memory unit. Clear? Okay. In the next session, we will discuss about the working mechanism of the CPUs and the other components which are directly connected, or the internal devices like ports, different types of ports we will discuss within the next session. Till then.